The thought of traveling through time to hear from a loved one seems pretty much impossible.
Dear Director, I found it very difficult to begin this letter to you.
At least that's what Arizona Department of Public Safety Director Frank Milstead thought until he read this letter, written by his father 30 years ago.
The keenest scriptwriters in Hollywood could not have put this together. I literally read the first two words, which was Dear Director, and I started to cry. I mean, I couldn't imagine until that moment reading a letter that my dad had just written to me.
A time capsule buried in front of DPS headquarters in Phoenix was recently dug up to commemorate the agency's 50th anniversary. Inside were a number of medals, patches, and newspaper clippings. There was also a letter from then DPS Director Ralph Milstead, written directly to whoever was in charge of the agency 3 decades later.
Dear Director, please understand that my family and friends are what I cherish, and my thoughts of their future fill me with joy and concern, happiness and apprehension.
And that happens to be Frank Milstead, Ralph Milstead's son.
It was like my dad was complimenting me for ascending to this level and having those qualities to not only possess the job, but to do it at a very high level.
Ralph Milstead was director of DPS in the 1980s and passed away in 1996. His letter talks specifically about the importance of the agency and the brave men and women who work here. Frank Milstead can't help but get emotional every time he reads the letter.
He says, I know a little about you. I know you're a good person, very successful and a leader.
Especially when his dad talks about him and his sisters and the importance of family.
In my line of work, in police work, there's no such thing as a coincidence. And this is a very, very significant event. And it's one of the most remarkable things that's ever happened to me in my entire life.
Jason Berry for Arizona's Family.